Welcome to Time to Get It Monday. I'm Johnny L. Jr., your professor. How are you, my student and listeners? Today we're going to have an awesome topic. It is community history. Well, what do you know about community history? Well, before we get into community history, let's go back to what we talked about before in one of the other videos, right? History as it relates to our own, right? Knowing your own history, right? So if you know your history, that's fine and everything, right? As it relates to life, but you also need to talk about the community history. When you move into a community, you have to know the history. Why? Because you want to know what your neighbors are like. You want to know the history of what's important. What's the problem when people don't know their community history? Well, you could assume that this person is like this. You could assume that that person's like that, right? You may offend someone. And then you don't know the history. You might move to a neighborhood that you aren't even supposed to be in. Well, what do I mean by that? Do we think every neighborhood is for us? Absolutely not. If we're naive about it, yes, we'll think that. But there's neighborhoods that aren't safe for you, and there's neighborhoods that aren't safe for me. So we have to investigate, what kind of neighborhood is it? Are they accepting of people like yourself? Because people are different. And guess what? It's not just culture, right? It's people, it's our mindsets. It's our thinking, right? It could even be religion. Some people may be in your community, they could be a certain religion and you may be different and you may be ostracized because of it. So when you're moving into a community, you need to know the history, right? So here's the thing. I remember my family and I, right? We lived in a community and the community was nice. But what we realized is that the community wasn't very accepting of us. And what do we have to do? Well, eventually we had to move. Why? Because they didn't accept us. I tried to get along with some of the people. They were always wanting to fight, always wanted to argue, but they were a lot different than us. We came from a small town, and we had lived in this town for a short period of time. We didn't know the community. We also didn't even know the culture. And a lot of people picked on me, picked on my brothers and sisters, and it was very challenging to say the least. But at some point in time, my parents knew and realized that it wasn't the place for us. So eventually we moved. Do everyone need to move? No, you don't need to move. But remember, every community isn't for you. So sometimes it's good to know the history as it relates to the community, right? How can we spin this on the positive side, right? What can we contribute to the community? Well, we could contribute a lot of things. What about the neighborhood watch? Are you going to help the neighbors watch people and make sure that crime is not there? Are we going to help out when we have community picnics, functions, and barbecues and things of that nature? How quick are you to knock on your neighbor's door and just bring a plate of cookies? Have you ever done that? And have you ever gotten a plate of cookies or a pie or a cake from your neighbor and your neighbor said, welcome? Well, I've watched a lot of movies like that, and it's very inviting, and it sounds cool. But sometimes we do need to be a little bit careful. But the thought is amazing. So here's the thing. As it relates to us moving into communities, getting to know our neighbors, and knowing that we want to put something positive and influence people in positive ways, that's an amazing thought within itself. So I ask you this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student and listeners, when you move into a new community, what kind of neighbor are you? Who are you? Are you the person that's really quick to help someone out? Are you quick to give someone advice? Are you quick to say something positive or give them the cookies or the cake or whatever? Or are you that person that say, no, I'm cool, I don't want to be involved with this person, I'm going to stay to myself? Are you the type of person when they have community picnics and functions that you stay away? Or are you that person you're like, no, I'd love to go? And no matter if it's a little bit challenging or hard because you don't know these people, are you going to sit there and figure it out? Well, see, here's the thing. Where I work, I go to a lot of community events. Even though I don't even live in a city that I work in, I have a lot of fun. And the cultures that put on these events, they're amazing. Are they from my culture? Absolutely not. But I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the festivities. The music is amazing. And at the end of the day, guess what? At the end of these events, I'll help them pick up trash. And I'll ask them, do you need any help? And I'll offer my help and my assistance. And I'll even have my family get involved. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my students and listeners, there's nothing like offering your hand and your heart to another community. See, you become a part of that community, and then people begin to trust you. Real relationships start to manifest, and you never know what they're going to lead to. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student listeners, please enjoyed the history of your community, be that person, be that bright light, be positive and help each other out, and go to other communities and contribute something positive. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And please like, please subscribe to this video, and please don't forget to leave a comment. And if there's something that you want us to make a video about, let us know. You can look us up on Instagram, or you can also email me. We appreciate it. Enjoy your day or evening. I'm John Neal Jr., your professor. Thank you for tuning in.